Hello everyone, my name is Dennis.T.C.S, matrix number 79210. And today, we'll be doing the TMF1254 Communication and Computer Network Project presentation for Group 2. But before we begin, let me introduce some of my teammates. First is BONG, matrix number 78977. Next is ANAK male, matrix number 79155. Next, we have MAXIMUS SEBASTIAN BATEH, matrix number 80003. Then we have WINNIE matrix number 81505. Without further ado, let us begin. Now, companies or organizations in nowadays are adapting into a new business style which involves important aspects of technology, which are the internet. In this project, we'll be designing network implementation for organization XYZ, which have 3 offices in 3 different buildings, but in the same commercial areas. We are tasked to design a network solution that fulfill general internet usage for the company, along with several specific expectations. We are also required to suggest a suitable location for the servers and also security measures to protect the internet against external intruders or hackers. Also, come up with a way to suggest access control to prevent unauthorized employee from accessing Facebook during office hours. Now, let us move on to the network diagrams. Based on the network diagram, we can see that the main modem that is connected to the internet will be placed in office A. Then, through the use of Ethernet cable, the modem will then connect to a router. The router will then connect to a switch, which then the switch will connect 4 different access points, APs, which is placed throughout the office to supply wireless internet. To supply internet into Office B and Office C, we have to use wireless bridge as there's a good distance between each office. Then, both Office B and Office C use similar setup as Office A, which is router to switch, then to access points. This network layout is constructed by applying star topologies. Examples of star topologies can be seen at the modem's connections and also the switch connections. We chose to use star topology as it is easier to install and implement compared to other topologies. It also brings advantages such as preventing data collisions and generally provides more reliability. Now let us move on to task 1B, which is technical specifications.
Hello everyone, my name is Dennis.T.C.S and my metric number is 79155. Today, I am going to present the task 1B. In this project, we use 6 important components which are modem, router, switch, wireless access point, cable, and point-to-point wireless bridge. For this project, we use Motorola MB7621 from the Motorola brand for the modern company. For this component, the amount that we need is only 1 and it costs 501 ringgit. We choose the Motorola MB7621 because this modem is a recommended modem for the actual cable internet service speeds of up to 650 megabit per second. Since the internet provided by the ISP is a downlink of 500 megabit per second and the uplink of the 100 megabit per second, then this spec is already sufficient. As for the router component, we use a router from the TP-Link brand, namely the Archer A7. Since there are 3 offices, then a total of the 3 router will be used and the price for the 1 router is 199 ringgit. And the total for the 3 routers is IM 597 ringgit. We choose to use this router because it has connectivity speed up to 1300 megabit per second for 5 GHz and 450 megabit per second for 2.5 GHz, where it is compatible with the internet speed provided by the ISP, which is a downlink of 500 Mbps and the uplink of 100 Mbps. For the switch component, we use a switch from the TP-Link brand. As for the switch component, the number of switches that will be used is 3 switches. Each switch costs 659 ringgit and the total for the 3 switch is 1977 ringgit. Switch use is a managed switch which is TLSG3210. This switch has 8 ports that allows many connections to be made, for example such as wireless access point, as this component is considered important in maximizing internet speed. As for the wireless access point, once again we use the brand for the TP-Link, which is TLWA1201. For this component, we use 12 wireless access points and each wireless access point costs 359 ringgit. So The total for the 12 wireless access points costs 4,308 ringgit, and the purpose of our need for 12 wireless access point is to maximize the internet speed provided. We agreed to choose the wireless access point as our main choice because it has a signal rate of 867 megabit per second at 5 GHz and 300 megabit per second at 2.4 GHz. For the cable components, we use Cat6 necklace unshielded UTP PVC CM Ethernet network patch cable. As for the cable component, we decided to buy a cable with the length of 212.8 meters and it costs 910 ringgit. The reason we choose to buy this cable is that this Cat6 cable can accommodate Ethernet speeds up to the 550 megabits per second, where it is already meet the Ethernet speed provided. From point-to-point wireless bridge component as well, we use Jowin AC1200 high-power outdoor wireless access point with pole. Since there are three buildings and the main building requires 2 wireless bridges, then the number of the wireless bridges used is 4. Each wireless bridge costs 465 ringgit and the total of 4 wireless bridges is 1,860 ringgit. We choose to include this component also because we want to allow the process of internet sharing from one building to another building to occur. That's all from me. Thank you.
Now in Task 1C, inter-building connections, by looking at the layout of Office A, Office B, and Office C that are shown below, along with the map scale, we can actually calculate that the distance between Office A and Office B and the distance between Office A and Office C are similar. So based on the information that we have, both wired and wireless network is possible to implement. However, considering there is a highway between Office A and Office B, it is much more practical to set up a wireless connection instead, as it is impractical and wasteful to spend extra on laying cables underground. Not to mention, you also will need to have a government's permit. And since all 3 offices doesn't have any major obstructions between buildings, wireless connection should suffice. We can set up the wireless inter-building connection between offices by using the wireless bridge. In this case, the 2.4 GHz wireless bridge is selected as 2.0 GHz as a frequency band can cover a larger area and provides a more extended range than the 5.0 GHz frequency band, which means that we will sacrifice speed in terms of range. Now, with that explained, let's move on to task 2, which is servers.
Hello, I am MAXIMUS BATEH and I will present about task 2. According to encyclopedia.com, a file server is defined as a server specifically designed to support the storing of data, usually, but not necessarily, in a network environment. The file server will be equipped with a long-term storage, typically magnetic disk, with a means of making backup copies of files, typically high-capacity magnetic tape drives, and with high bandwidth connection to the network. According to networkencyclopedia.com, a web server is defined as an application that supports the server side of the Hypertext Transfer Protocol (HTTP), the Internet Protocol for the World Wide Web (WWW). Web servers are used to publish content on corporate intranets and over the Internet. Finally, the server optimization can be defined as encompasses a number of processes intended to boost a server's application, configuration, the efficiency of its data processing, its overall speed, and general performance. Organizations can utilize certain optimization methods that allow them to build and maintain an application delivery network that operates at its best. Looking at the layout of Office C, both file server and web server are most suitable to be placed in Office C. There are a few factors that affect the locations of the placement of both servers. The file server and web server are placed in Office C because Office C has a bigger space for the stationary employee work area compared to Office A and Office B. Furthermore, there are no windows in the stationary employee workspace in Office C. Furthermore, the servers are both located precisely beneath the air conditioner, allowing them to be directly cooled. The work area also features 2 doors allowing for adequate circulation inside the room to adjust the temperature of the servers. To preserve physical security, the servers are only deployed inside permanent work zones because server rooms often hold business-critical and confidential data. Server rooms are typically locked and only a few people have access. For file server optimization, we have several methods to maintain the optimization of our file server by installing Z-Optimize-ZR. First and foremost, the file server optimization tool shrinks all MS, Office, and image files housed on your servers without changing their format. Then we can use Z-Optimize-ZR for file servers to store the reduced size of all files stored on our file servers. Next, smaller files utilize less network traffic while uploading and downloading files to and from our file servers, whether would they be on-premise or in the cloud. Moreover, Z-Optimize-ZR improves the performance of backup and restores operation on file servers. Using optimization technologies like Z-Optimize-ZR for file servers or Z-Optimize-ZR for cloud storage can have a direct financial impact. For the web servers, we have several methods to optimize the performance of our web server. First and foremost, caching and content delivery networks are two ways of ensuring the optimization of web servers. Next, we can reduce the number of HTTP requests. Besides that, we should be enabled to file compression by using gzip-s. Gzip is the most extensively used and successful compression technology. Aside from that, site caching optimization by using CDNs as it utilizes dedicated web caching software to store copies of documents going through the system. That's all.
Hello, my name is BONG. Now I would like to present about the task 3, network security. Network should be protected to avoid external intruder or hackers. To protect the overall network, we can utilize local area network switch with virtual local area network taking features, built-in firewall, and using software-defined networking. By utilizing local area network switch with virtual local area network taking features, allow only authorized users to access to the network, save users' network activities, and prevent IP or MAC address spoofing. Local area network switch with virtual local area network taking capabilities prohibits raw users from transmitting packets to the backbone network, even if their IP or MAC addresses are false. Next, we can also build a firewall which a protection against illegal file server access. Firewalls are often placed in the network's major entry point with predefined policies and rules. In addition, network can be protected against denial of service by using software-defined networking. Software-defined networking is a new network architecture that allows for fine-grained and centralized network administration and optimization. Network intrusion detection system, which a detection system implemented on software-defined networking, also used to protect virtualization server from HTTP denial of system attacks in a virtualized environment. The software-defined networking-based intrusion detection system implementations focus on detecting and mitigating distributed denial of service attacks. Software-defined networking-based intrusion detection system installed on the virtualization server drop the entire packet from attacker to detect HTTP denial of system and interrupt communication between attacker and the server. The system is able to detect other forms of attack and reply to malicious activities by adding rules to the intrusion detection system. In short, the overall network should be protected from security risks and threats. The security of networks should always be strengthened and maintained.
Okay, now I will continue to explain task 4 part. My name is Winnie. My metric number is 81505. The task 4 suggests and explain how the control of Facebook access during office hour should be implemented. So after discussing, we can control unauthorized employee from accessing Facebook during office hour by using role-based access control (RBAC). The first point is RBAC give user relevant permission through their own role, which enable fine-grained access control and provide a simpler, more controlled way of managing access than granting permission directly to individual users. Second point is system users are assigned to different roles based on common responsibility and needs by analyzing their actual profile. This user role and role permission relationship make it easier to empower user by eliminating the need to manage individual user. Besides, RBAC is non-discretionary access control that will deal with all the object lists in the permission assigned to roles. That means RBAC will ensure the role of general employees access only to the information they need to do their tasks by implementing and granting related resource. So from the point above I said that the admin only needs to define the permission for a role to access Facebook and then assign all users with the same permission to the same role. This would allow employees who are not authorized to access Facebook to do so during office hour, while those who are not authorized are not allowed to access Facebook. In short, RBAC should be implemented in organization XYZ to control of Facebook access during office hour. This is because it is an efficient way to make easier the administration on the basis of role to organize access authorization. So as a conclusion, it is safe to say that network technology is an important aspect for an organization or company to distribute and manage their resource. And also, a good networking design can bring a great impact not only on employees' performance but the organization performance as well. That's all